Hello, welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn. Today I'm still sharing with you some great ideas I've learnt using embossing folders. And today, I wonder if I hold that up closer, maybe you might be able to see. I saw another demonstrator, and I totally forgotten her name, had this great technique where you can have a blank panel in the middle of your embossing. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I'm using this beautiful stamp set, Go To Greetings, which has these gorgeous big scripty fonts, which work really nicely for this technique. And I'm combining that with Nature's Harvest. All of my classes that I use for the embossing techniques class all featured different types of flowers and colouring with blends in our project. So this time I've used Nature's Harvest and the coordinating dies. And then today I need to make a sympathy card. So I'm going to use the Thinking of You font, but I'm going to pair that with Quiet Meadow because I think this really speaks to me. Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. And so that's what I'm putting inside the card for today. So that's the stamp sets I'm using. The folder I'm using is the Leaf Fall folder. It has these lovely, lovely leaves. So let's get started. And I've got my card here. I'll just get my stamping mat and my beautiful clean scrap piece of paper. And I'm going to use the Thinking of You and Old Olive here. Just move you out of the way, move you out of the way, move you up there. Okay, so I've got Thinking of You, and I'm just going to basically pop it right on the right-hand side there. There we go, Thinking of You. All right, I think it looks like I might need to re-ink my Old Olive. It's a well-loved colour, that one. So I just clean off my stamp. Okay, now to the magical part. And this is something you can do with every folder you have. So what we're going to do is pop the folder in just to the edge, however much we want to go over the edge. I might have actually butted up against the edge of that to keep it straight. Okay, now I do have to bring in my embossing machine, which is quite large. Pop it there. Okay, now to do embossing like this, the secret is, can I see that? Yes, I can. The secret is, when you don't want to emboss the whole piece of cardstock, is to put it right on the very edge of your platform. And for embossing, we've got to use the grey platform number 4 and line that one right up on the edge like that as well. And then just wind that through. And then I'm going to do the same thing again for the other side. So pop my cardstock into my folder there. And as I did before, I'll butt it up on the edge so that it helps it stay straight. It might be a bit too far over, Julia. A bit more there. And as before, just put it right on the very edge of my platform there, see, like that. And the same with my number 4. That one goes right on the very edge there. Okay, so that means I can run it right through the machine and I won't get any extra embossing anywhere where I don't want it to be. See, you've got that lovely straight edge plain there and then embossing on both sides. Okay, just pull you out of the way. Now the other thing this demonstrator said that works really nicely to give it a beautiful finish is to grab your trimmer, and I'm going to get my cutting blade out of the way so I don't make any mistakes. Put it on the reverse side and I'm going to score right on that very edge there. I give that a nice little score. And the other one right on that edge where I can see where my embossing is. And using my scoring blade, give that a really lovely score. Okay, and then you end up with, can you see that? A beautiful scored edge either side of your stamping, plus the embossing on either side. And because of the leaf fall, the way that embossing folder is, I've ended up with a lovely diagonal fall of flowers, which I really think is quite beautiful. That's the fun part of the embossing. There's your technique for you. But let's put the rest of the card together, hey? So I've already cut out, stamped my flowers in Sahara sand and cut them out there. I get rid of my rubbish. I've already stamped inside and coloured the inside of my card. All right, now I can add my embossing folder to my crumb cake cardstock, which is crumb cake is a really good default cardstock for subtlety and quietness. I quite like it. It's really easy to use too, really. There we go. So pop that. Actually, I'll use dimensionals to pop that on the front of my card there. Here we go, one. My hands are cold today. It is unseasonably cold in Queensland. There is an Arctic blast coming off Antarctica. Actually, it's snowing down south, so I'm very grateful I don't live down there. But it is really chilly. But my hands are cold. And I did go and jump with my skipping rope for a bit to try and get the blood pumping, but that's worn off, so I'll have to go and skip again to warm me up a bit more. There we go. There's that. Oh, it'll be better colour in these dudes. And to colour in these guys, I'm going for quietness and subtlety, so I'm just using soft seafoam for the greenery. Whoops, sorry about that. And I'm not colouring in very much precision. I'll just use the dark one on the leaves. I'm just adding a bit of colour here and there. And then we'll use the light one. Come down on the stem. And the beauty about using light colours is if you do make a mistake or your colouring in's not real flash, it actually is less noticeable. That's Julia's secret 101 for great colouring. Use light colours because it's not as obvious. There we go. Bit of saffron on the inside, and then some petal pink. I absolutely love using the petal pink stamping blend. I use it for lots of colours, lots of colouring in projects. I just love its lightness of colour. And it was one of the colours I used when I coloured in my Stampin' Up! Hoodie as well. There we go. That's all coloured in and looking very pretty. I've also used one of the other dies with the holographic iridescent rose gold foil. The rose gold foil has 3 different types of rose gold, but by far and away this is my favourite, this one, because look at the shine. That's incredible. Now what I am going to do with these guys is split them up, because I didn't think it didn't do much for me that way. So I'm just going to trim them like this, and then add some seal all over the back of my flowers. And whoops, a bit more there, Jules. There we go. And then with that nice and sticky on the back, and not so sticky that it won't come off my fingers like liquid glue, I'm just going to pop those little fronds behind the flowers how I like them. And then, oops, I can add some mini and standard Stampin' Dimensionals behind to hold it all in place. So I'm making sure I'm putting some over the top of those die cuts as well. And I need some mini ones too. You and you. I think that's probably enough. peel the backs off them. Oh, that one's already gone, is it? Yep. Okie dokie. And then I can add that to my project. And then the final touch, oh, I must have used old olive on that one. I changed it. The final part of my project is a beautiful soft sea foam bow. And I'm going to do a double, because this is so soft, I'm going to do a double bow where I'm going to wrap it around my fingers. So if you want to learn how to do this, you have to hang on to it with your thumb and your pointer, leaving a tail down the bottom. Wrap it around, hang on to it with your thumb, and then hang with your thumb, okay? So it's the thumb and the pointer, not this other finger. And then with the tail, then bring it up and over and tie a knot in the bottom, okay? And then you've got your bow all done. Probably the trickiest part is getting it off your fingers. And there we have a lovely, luxurious bow. And I like to use mini glue dots to stick my bows on, just because they're easy. So I'll put mini glue dot on the back of that and put that on my card. There we go. So there's my happy birthday, thinking of you, heartfelt love and caring thoughts. It's my sympathy card. And then this one is thinking of you, sending healing thoughts, a get well card. I hope you enjoyed that and give that a go. That'll be so cool, that texture, if you did it, I think, with the brick and mortar folder. Also the timber folder would look really awesome with that smooth panel in between. I might try that next. Thank you for joining me. I'll answer all of your questions later on when I finish my video, and I'm so glad you could join me, those who are here. Bye bye now.